Hello everybody, I am Ali Inan, Assistant Professor of English, co-editor Global Age Magazine and a CSS English essay instructor at KIP CSS Network. In this video, I am going to discuss with you the superstructure of an essay. English essay is perhaps one of the major challenges that CSS aspirants face while appearing in the comparative examinations. English essay is not as difficult as it has been considered. We must know that English essay or essay in any language is like a growing body where every organ contributes to another organ growing through the entire essay. We must also consider that each part of the essay supports the other part of the essay. Since school days, we have been writing essays. At every level of our academic career, we have been asked to write an essay. Some enjoy writing it and a few consider it a burden. But we need to enjoy writing as an activity. While we are practicing for English essay or we are writing anything, we must develop a habit of enjoying writing as an activity. In that way, we can write essays which are more attractive and appealing for the reader. Especially in comparative examinations, English essay must be written with a very meticulously formulated structure. Since school days, we were taught that English essay has three major layers: the introduction, the body, and the conclusion. The introductory paragraph in itself contains three layers. An introduction must have a relevant opening. Afterwards, it must include a few transitional sentences which are going to define the scope of the entire essay. In the end of the introductory paragraph, a writer must provide a thesis statement. Interestingly, there is a lot of confusion about the placement of a thesis statement. However, there must be no doubts about the placement of a thesis statement at the end of the introductory paragraph. A thesis statement is one of the most important statements that we make in the entire essay. After the introductory paragraph, in the second layer, we provide the body paragraphs. In school days, when we were taught 5 paragraph essays, it was quite simple a structure that we have one introductory paragraph, after that 3 body paragraphs, and then the conclusion. Not much changes in CSS examinations. We have a single introductory paragraph and we have the conclusion, but the number of body paragraphs increase. Body paragraphs are also written in a set structure. They must contain a topic sentence. Then we must provide the supporting details, and afterwards there is a concluding statement. For certain paragraphs, we can go for an inverted pyramid structure. In the inverted pyramid structure, we have a transition in the beginning, then we have the supporting details, and after that we provide the topic sentence. So we have 2 structures for the body paragraph: the pyramid structure and the inverted pyramid structure. So in both the cases, we need to keep this in mind that a single paragraph will have one single major idea. A single major idea would differentiate one paragraph from another, because paragraph construction also depends upon the division of the paragraphs. How are we going to structure the paragraphs would also depend on what are we going to introduce as the major idea of the paragraph in the topic sentence. So topic sentence must be written judiciously and the supporting details must be crafted meticulously. The third layer of the essay is the conclusion. One way to write a conclusion is to provide a 3-layered conclusion. We begin the concluding paragraph with a summary statement. After that, we have the summation, and then we provide a final remark, which is also known as the clincher. The summary statement is a reiteration of the idea in the thesis statement. We must differentiate between restating and reiterating. We are not going to repeat the same thesis statement which was there in the introductory paragraph, but we'll reiterate the idea of the thesis statement at the beginning of the concluding paragraph. However, we can also go for a four-layered conclusion. While providing a summary statement at the summation, a writer may end the paragraph there and write another paragraph to provide a way forward. The way forward can include suggestions, recommendations, remedies, and after that we may provide a final remark. In that way, we are writing a four-layered concluding paragraph. The four-layered concluding paragraphs are not entirely different from what we do in the three-layered concluding paragraphs. The major difference lies that we introduce the way forward after the summation in the four layers, whereas when we are writing the three-layered concluding paragraph, way forward is written before the concluding paragraph. So way forward in a way remains the part of the conclusion. But in certain essays where the topic demands solutions or the way forward or the solutions are discussed in the body paragraphs, and then it is better to write a three-layered concluding paragraph where the summation would reiterate the entire essence of the discussion. So, considering the introduction and concluding paragraphs in relation to each other, we may consider them as mirror images of each other. As the introductory paragraph will open with a relevant beginning, and after that we'll provide the scope of the essay to open the discussion and then our stance with a few reasons, whereas the concluding paragraph would reiterate the stance in the beginning. Then we'll sum up the entire discussion as the essence of the discussion is provided there, and afterwards we'll provide a relevant final remark. The introductory paragraph and the concluding paragraphs are significant because every examiner or any reader is going to establish an opinion about the essay by reading these two paragraphs. The quotations which are provided by certain writers in the essays, if they are provided in the introduction and the conclusion, they must relate to the theme of the entire topic which is given by the examiner. If there are certain quotations which are not related to the entire theme, they can be a part of the body paragraphs. Let us take an example of a topic to apply to the superstructure of the essay. For instance, we have a topic, single national curriculum, prospects and challenges. The introductory paragraph will provide an opening which will hit the bullseye and immediately refer to the topic or the idea of single national curriculum. The transitional sentences which will define the scope of the essay would also refer to both sides of the coin. In the present case, prospects and challenges. And in the end of the introductory paragraph, the writer will provide the thesis statement and the stance about the topic. The body paragraphs are the major chunk of your essay. Certain candidates find it extremely difficult to provide different layers to their topic, while remaining coherent and more topic-oriented while writing the body paragraphs. So it is not that much difficult to create several layers. Considering the topic, single national curriculum, prospects and challenges, any writer can provide multiple layers. For instance, the first major layer would be the layer of prospects. Then we can have sub-layers, political prospects, administrative prospects, academic prospects, technological prospects, and we may have social prospects. The second major layer in the body paragraphs would be of challenges. Then we can apply some more sub-layers, academic challenges, technological challenges, political challenges, administrative challenges, economic challenges. We can easily construct 10 to 15 paragraphs by creating such types of layers. And then we can move towards the way forward and conclude the entire essay. If we are successful in writing 15 odd paragraphs, whereas we must also consider the length of the paragraphs on an average oscillating between 100 and 250. So 15 to 20 paragraphs or maybe 12 to 15 paragraphs, if we have an average of 150 to 200 words, we'll be able to write an impressive essay. or an essay which may be considered a standard essay. For now, I'm signing off, but I'll be back again with some more videos on the platform of KIPS CSS Network and Global Age, so stay tuned.